How are we doing? Today we're going to talk about solving linear equations. Again, you've done this before in Algebra 1, so I just want to hit on some of the highlights, show you a couple examples, and then we'll just get to work on it here in class tomorrow. Our essential question today is, how do we solve equations? And basically, if you remember from Algebra 1, you're using inverse operations. So if you have a variable and you're adding something to it, then you want to subtract from both sides. If you're subtracting, you want to add to both sides, and right through with multiplication and division. And I'll show you in the examples what I mean there. The whole idea is to isolate that variable on one side. Okay, so we get x equal to some number. Not that it always has to equal a number. There's going to be times when you do a problem where the x's might cancel out, so you get no solution. There isn't a number that makes it work. You could get the x's cancel out, and you got something like 5 equals 5. Okay, that means you can put any number in for x. Okay, so 3 different solutions, but most of what we're doing here is we're going to get some solution for x or for t or for whatever variable we have. You recall from Algebra 1, a very simple problem here. X plus 4 equals 27. Solve for x. You look to your variable. You only have one variable. You're adding 4 to it, so the first thing you want to do, it's order of operations in reverse. So instead of multiplication, then add, subtract, we get rid of addition and subtraction first, then multiplication and division. It's like working from the bottom up as far as order of operation goes. So we're going to subtract 4 from both sides, so the 4's cancel out here. We're left with x on this side, and then 27 minus 4 is 23. And you can always plug the answer back in for the x and check to see if it's the correct solution. Okay? Kicking it up a little bit, here we've got multiplication and addition. So I'm going to start out by getting rid of addition and subtraction first. So subtract the 2 from both sides. You're left with 3x equals 3. Divide the 3 out, x is 1. You can plug it back in, 3 plus 2 is 5. So that works. Okay? Now I'm going to kick it up some more here. Actually work this one through with you. You'll notice in this problem, negative 27 plus 6y equals 3 times the quantity, y plus 3. All right, here we've got y's on both sides. We've got the distributive property, we've got addition, subtraction, multiplication. That's why we call it a multi-step problem. The first thing I want to do is simplify out that distributive property. So we're going to multiply here. So I'm going to get negative 27 plus 6y equals 3y minus 9. 3 times the minus 3 is negative 9. Okay? Now, there's more than one way to solve this. But for me, with problems like this, I like to get my y's on the same side, or my x's on the same side. And I usually do that by adding or subtracting the opposite operation, just like the numbers. Okay? I also like to try to keep a positive variable, positive letter. So you have the choice here. You can subtract the 6y from both sides, or subtract the 3y from both sides. I'm going to subtract the 3y, because then that's going to give me, that cancels out, I'm going to get a positive 3y here. I'll bring my negative 27 down, and I'm left equal to a negative 9. Okay? Now, don't be confused here. That positive, that plus goes with the 3y. That's a negative 27. That's like minus 27. So I'm going to add it to the other side. I'm getting rid of addition and subtraction. Opposite operation, just like we talked about earlier. That cancels out. 3y equals, I'm going to get a positive 18 here. Get rid of your multiplication. Y equals 6. Okay? You want to check it and see if you got the right answer. Just plug it back in. Okay? So, again, distributive property. Get your variables on the same side. If they're not, if they are on the same side, just combine them. It's like combining like terms. Okay? But if they're on opposite sides, you have to do the opposite operation to bring it over to the other side. So now I got my y's together. Then it's get rid of addition, subtraction, get rid of the multiplication. There's your answer. Okay? You'll also recall from Algebra 1 we worked with literal equations. Literal equations is when you have more than one letter in there. Okay, we want to solve for one of the letters. The thing is that we do the exact same thing. If we want to solve for f here, and f is right here. I got t equals 3f minus 24. I will add the 24 over first, but you can't actually add 24 to t because you don't know what t is. So just write it as t plus 24. Okay? Don't get all hung up on everything. It's just t plus 24. Your 24 is canceled here. Bring down my 3f. You got multiplication, divide it out. So f is t plus 24 over 3. A lot of people seem to have issues with that, but you're doing the exact same things. You just can't actually combine that right there and make it a number. But that's okay. Okay, those are called literal equations. All right? So solving linear equations, get your variables on the same side, doing opposite operations. Okay, get rid of addition and subtraction, then multiplication and division. So you've isolated your variable, you solve for your letter, and you can always plug it back in to check for it. All right, hopefully this has been helpful. We'll see you in class tomorrow, and we'll start working on this. All right, have a good one. Bye.